My wife doesn't like to work out but gets insecure when I do. I've always been into fitness and weight training. I used to work out 5-6 days a week and most of my friends, county workers, would say I was a beast. My wife isn't into working out. She'd rather sit and watch the hours of baking shows. The big problem is that when I do work out regularly, and get into shape, it makes her feel insecure, like I'm doing it to impress someone, besides myself. I haven't worked out since early 2021 and it's starting to show. I feel fat and disgusted with myself and want to get back in shape, but I don't want to deal with her issues and insecurities. In a perfect world, she would be right beside me and we would hit beast mode together, but due to some minor physical issues, she's just not for it. How can I get back to being the man I used to be without upsetting my wife? She sounds pretty insecure in your relationship, which is brutal for a married couple. She shouldn't be trying to stop you from bettering yourself, especially by getting in better shape. It's a good thing for her, too. I'd sit her down and really express that you're doing it for yourself and for her. If she doesn't buy it, couples counseling is always a good idea, even for the healthiest of couples. Tell her to get over it. She can't expect you to not be healthy just because she's not. That's completely unreasonable. Wait. You said that you working out makes her feel insecure. Okay. But, is she telling you to not work out? Or stopping you from working out in some way? Because there's no mention of that. Have you done anything to suggest that you don't respect her because she doesn't work out? There are subtle things in your post that make me think so. She'd rather sit and watch baking shows. You feel disgusted when you're fat. In a perfect world she'd work out with you. If you expressed these things to her like this, I could understand why she'd be insecure. Due to some minor physical issues, she's just not for it. What does this mean? That she can't work out the way you do due to injury? Why not help her find a physical activity that she can do, that she enjoys, even if you don't do it together? How fucking convenient. Theop felt the need to leave out that they were swingers and she wasn't into it. Not only that, but some of his comments are major red flags. FFS. You can't. She doesn't want you to be the person you want to be. You and her have very different ideas of what a perfect world would look like. Is she upset about you working out, or is she upset because you are making her feel bad for not working out with you? I get the sense that the problem will go away if you stop being a judgmental dickhead about it. Just found out my boyfriend is cheating this very second. I've just found out that my boyfriend is cheating on me. He came home pretty drunk and decided to sleep on the sofa, which is really unusual. I came and took his hand to lead him to bed and he had his phone in his hand. On his screen was a website I know, the home screen from when I was single. It was a swinger club and the only way to see that screen is to be a member. So I did the awful thing of waiting until he was out cold sleeping and looked at his phone. He signed out of the account, used on incognito mode, but had a second Snapchat account with 2 contacts. One of which says that they almost hooked up. I really don't know what to do. I'm terrified. Please help. Edit. More details. I found out he had Tinder last year. I've never met anyone who has more in common with me and is everything I want in a person, so I decided to stay. If we could work on our communication and that I could develop trust again. I know I sound like a total fool and many of you are rolling your eyes and thinking, well, why are you surprised it's happened again? I always like to see the good in people and I cannot believe this has happened. You have no idea the emotional connection we have. Or I thought we had. Clearly it means nothing to him if he is willing to throw it all away. We live together. I bought the apartment last year but bought it solo due to everything that happened that month previous. I'm glad I used sense that day. My real question is, how do I even proceed? I'm scared I can take the easy option and forgive. I have problems with anxiety and I'm not sure how much I can handle. Are you dependent on him? If not, the answer is easy: drag him and all of his stuff out on the curb. If so, work towards independency, and then dump him on the curb. I'm so sorry this is happening to you, anyway. You deserve better. He's a weak individual and has a lot of growing up to do. You kick him out of your house and get yourself into therapy to work through the codependency issues that made you stay with him in the first place. I completely understand that you are struggling with your mental health. But, staying with someone who is not emotionally invested in only you will not help your mental health, it will only make things worse. He has proven, on more than one occasion, that you are the only one of you two who is in a committed relationship. Please, send him packing and work on taking care of yourself. Your anxiety of knowing you allowed yourself to mentally get so low that you stayed with a lying cheater should outweigh the anxiety of being without said lying cheater. If he can't keep his telescope pointed at the right constellation while dating, Imagine the galaxies he'll be targeting after getting married. But on the other hand, if it's just a drunk dude clicking on boobs, it's maybe not so bad. Sounds like discussion is needed to find out the whats and whys. Figure out what your living situation is going to be when you break up. That's number 1. My 25M XGF 25F is way too close to her boy best friend. Her friends want me to take her back. My ex and I dated for a year before we broke up. The reason we broke up was because of her behavior with her guy best friend. The both of them were childhood best friends and I totally get that. I really didn't mind in the beginning. However, they always did everything together. They'd go to the movies together, alone, and would often have Friday night dinners together. This was still acceptable even though it weirded me out a bit since they had been doing it for a long time before I met her. The real issue was she would often call him for help, kiss him on the cheek and even sat on his lap. I told her about it and she would change for maybe 2 weeks before going back. The rest of our relationship was quite good and we did have many hobbies, but this really disturbed me. Her friends would even say they were meant to be. Finally, some of my friends caught on and convinced me to break up with her. My female friends say this is not how a relationship was. I was a bit sad but felt the relationship was done. I had also been chatting up other girls in the bar, no romantic interests, just getting to know them, and we were becoming friends. I broke up with her and she's been crying a lot. All of her friends have come to me and said I misunderstood the situation. Even the guy best friend showed up and tried to convince me I was wrong. I now don't know if I misread the situation and my ex has sent many remorseful messages to me. Should I take her back? Too long did not read. Ex-girlfriend wants me to take her back after I was disturbed by her relationship with her boyfriend. Should you take her back? No. Neither your ex-GF, her friends, or the other dude showed any consideration for your valid discomfort. You repeatedly told your girlfriend about the problem and she still chose kissing this guy and sitting on his lap over her BF's feelings. If you get back together, you will have the same problems as before. And you shouldn't care what her friends say. She could literally cheat on you with this other guy, and they would cover for her. Her friends say that you misunderstood the situation, but they said that she and her best friend were destined. How do you misunderstand that? She turned to him before you when she had problems. How long ago did they break up? Have you told her friends about what they said she and he were destined for? What do they say? Is this the relationship you want to be in? If you continue with her, just know her friend is always going to come before you. It's a totally valid reaction to her actions. She's a 25Y. Oh women and still doesn't understand the dynamics of a relationship between BF, GF. I'd say one of my current best friends right now is a girl. She is currently engaged and lives with her fiancé. I am friends with her fiancé as well, but me and her spend more time together and do things together because we work together and have more common interests together. Do I open doors for her cause I'm old-fashioned? Yes. Would I let her sit on my lap? Hell no. Would I purposely exclude her fiancé from any activity we do together? Double hell no. There's something not right about how she acts with her BFF and they need to come to reality about it. Unless her BFF is closet gay, the way they act with each other is not appropriate and respectful of the boundaries of your romantic relationship. If you get back with her you should expect nothing to change. Is that something you're okay with? If not, then just move on. Where you messed up is it seems you let people convince you of something but it doesn't seem like you've said how you feel about them. Which is literally the most important thing, how you feel about everything. I think you did the right thing, that would make me uncomfortable as well. It sounds like she was relying on her guy best friend for a lot of things she should have relied on you for and was weirdly affectionate towards him. I would say move on. So her friends would often say that they were meant to be together and now telling you should take her back. No, just no. Block her, him and all those friends, everywhere and move on with your life. She basically had 2 boyfriends. When her friends contact you next, tell them that this is their chance to get her and the guy together, as they had claimed before. As for you, stay the course. Respect yourself more than she respected you. A beautiful girl way out of my league slid me, 25 male, her number the other day at work. Help. I'm just an average-looking white guy. No muscles, a little beer belly and basically no savings. I'm also going bald a little. I work as a server at my family's restaurant. This absolute goddess of a woman came in yesterday and I was just being myself and apparently she really liked me to the point that she wrote down her number on a napkin and handed it to me in front of all of my friends at the restaurant. I was debating calling her and actually went through with it and I've been talking to her all day. She's super cool, sexy, funny, and basically everything a guy like me could want. She has money, she's somewhat famous on social media, she is extremely attractive and could pull any guy she wants, and she spent her day talking to me, and we even have a date to get ice cream tomorrow. I have been upfront with her the entire time I've talked to her. I don't try to act like something I'm not, I don't try to be flashy. I was literally covered in food when I met her and honestly probably didn't smell the best either. I am not super self-conscious, but I know she is absolutely 100% out of my league and I have no idea how to go forward with any of this. I would love to spend time with her and get to know her and see where things go, but honestly I have no idea what to do. I'm super nervous for our date. I'd like to just be myself, but like she is so far out of my league. Help me lol. She is not out of your league. She chose you based on your personality. She probably meets a lot of bulked up guys who can't put two sentences together. She wants to hang with you. I suggest you ask her out on a date, somewhere you know with a lot of time to talk and get to know her better. Wear some presentable clothes and pay for the date. Treat it as a date and not as friends. You are in her league. You might enjoy it. Good luck. Just continue being yourself and enjoy the moments without overthinking it. Overthinking it will kill the vibe and make you hate yourself for fucking it up. Just enjoy and go with the flow. Also congrats. Here's the deal. She chose you to give her number to. Why? Beauty is the eye of the beholder. Instead of using terms like she's out of my league, how about just being you? If you feel she's out of your league, remember she chose you to give her number to. You don't have to be a Greek god for someone to like you. It all has to do with personality, so don't screw this up with all the negative thoughts. You are both equals, and be sure to treat her as such, otherwise you will blow it before anything happy. In other words, just be yourself. Maybe she's ready for a down-to-earth guy who isn't all about having a rich girl as arm candy. It sounds like you're selling yourself short. Have a bit of confidence and just be you. She obviously was interested enough to take the first step, and you've kept her interest through conversation. In the words of Dory, just keep swimming. There's no account for the tastes of other people. We spend our whole lives obsessing about our flaws. Often they are flaws that only we, ourselves, can see. We see ourselves at our worst, and notice everything we have learned to not like about ourselves every time we see us. Every day, in every mirror and reflection. Other people don't see those flaws. They see us as a whole, as a person who doesn't have their flaws, and they hope that we don't see their flaws. Just like we hope they don't notice ours. Don't overthink this. She's into you, and you're into her. You're already winning. Continue to be yourself, since that's what she likes about you. My husband thinks he is ugly and looks like a troll. I think he's the handsomest man on the planet. Personality can 100% make someone beautiful. Coming from a girl, you're not out of her league if she made a move on you. You would be so surprised as how many women don't like the average look of men. Your personality has clearly caught her attention, and trust me, having a great personality makes you 100,000x more attractive. You got this. Bruh, you said it yourself. She could have given it to anyone but gave it to you because she liked you being yourself. So keep being yourself and she'll keep liking you.